Music intro. Surprise Synopses. Yeah.
Coming this summer, a podcast for the whole family.
No, it's not. I swear all the time.
Okay. For some of the family. This is Surprise Synopses, the podcast where we take a random trope, then each draw a genre out of the hat and create for you a surprise synopsis. Starring Alex.
Starring. Oh, stop it.
And introducing Damien.
I've been here the whole time.
Directed by Harley, coming soon.
Yeah, not written.
No, not written. This is completely made up. I don't believe anyone would believe that this was written ahead of time. So, here we are again, episode 4. Welcome, everyone.
Hey guys. Yeah, we just got here. Definitely haven't been talking for an hour and a half. Absolute crap.
Just walked in the door, put down our hats of randomization.
We're professionals.
God damn it.
And here we are, ready to jump in. I'm fresh. I'm ready.
All right. And we start, as always, with Previously On. Now, previously on episode 3,
Please enlighten us.
we had several pitches, and I couldn't decide who won, so we're just going to pitch all of them.
What were they again?
So,
Mine was the best. I won.
well, we're doing all of them, so we all won equally.
Because you just want to get involved at some point.
Well, yes,
Wait, what was it? Was it the
but also
teen pregnancy?
I'm picking them right
No,
now.
it was Haunted House.
Oh.
So previously, our trope was
No, you won.
the house is haunted, but I don't believe in ghosts. Harley had the musical Family, which ended with no Act 3. What a shocking twist.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember yours, yeah.
So we just need a mum, a dad, and a ghost to cast for my one. Who can play a leading lady who's actually in control of the whole shabiz, but has a dark secret / turn at the end.
Meryl Streep.
Yep.
Too old.
No, Emily Turt or Tunt?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. Is that the actor lady?
It's one of the actor ladies.
I think it starts with a T. Maybe it's Blunt. I don't know. Her. She's blonde.
It's
Is that who I'm thinking of?
Emily Blunt, Emma Stone, Emma Watson.
No, Emily. Is it definitely an Emily?
All right.
She's in Mary Poppins.
Sure. Emily Blunt, I think that is, actually.
Yeah, she should be the mum.
All right, Emily Blunt's the mum. Who's the dad? Who's the, shucks, sweetie, happy-go-lucky dad? This is just a generic, fine, Paul Rudd, moving on. Who's the ghost?
Also Paul Rudd.
No, if it's a musical, it should be... Who's the guy from The Mask?
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it should be Jim Carrey.
As
Get
the
Jim
dad
Carrey back?
Or the ghost?
No, the ghost,
The
surely.
ghost.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep. Jim Carrey, sold.
And the dog should be the dog from Marley and Me.
Sure. All right.
Sick. Killing it.
Alex, your movie had, was it Brad and Childs?
Casey.
I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
So we just need a Brad and a Casey for your movie. Because
And a lady who...
you already cast Lindsay Lohan as that lady.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan's always the gypsy lady.
Yeah, she's always the gypsy lady. That's true. I don't know. I don't really care. Your turn.
Wow. Wow. Just abandoning that on the side.
I don't care. I don't know
we could
about
get,
him.
Okay, just because I don't like him, we could get Casey Affleck to do Brad. Because I remember Brad being like not a super great character.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
But
feel
he
for him.
came back at the end.
Yeah.
But
I feel
yeah.
Casey Affleck can
Done.
soften, but
Cool.
like
All right.
He's
Casey
in.
Affleck, sold. And who plays...
we'll just tell Casey
her name?
Affleck to bring +1.
Casey. Yeah,
Like Casey,
No,
baby,
Emily
just-
Blunt. She'll probably have time.
She's in
yours only
everything.
goes for 3/4 of a movie. So she'll have time to do my movie.
We'll just lock her in for a 2-movie contract.
Yeah.
It's all haunted all the time.
All right. And Damien had the PI from the mysterious land of Argentina. My pitch is James Masters. I think he's got the
Yeah.
chops.
That makes sense.
Because he's just all around good at stuff.
Or if you want to ruin it, you could use Nicolas Cage.
Oh. Oh, it's ghosts. Get out of here. Ghosts. Oh. Howie, can you just edit that in post to make that sound real Nicolas Cagey?
How do I do that, Damien?
I don't know.
That's not our problem.
I'll make it sound like you got paid $1 million to say that. Because that's about what Nicolas Cage does. All right. Now that we've cast our 3 movies, well, 2.75 movies, we're moving on to And the Trope Is, where we randomly select the trope for this episode.
That hat over there. Does
Okay.
that sales
We
hat?
now
A
have a
cap and
second
hat.
We
hat.
have a second hat.
For
I'll
the tropes.
describe
Who
the
wants to-
proceedings.
are you the
We now have
grabber?
like a sailing kind of captain's hat for
Yep.
the tropes. I'll grab one out. I'm now ruffling through
And
the
the
pile.
trope is...
And a winner has emerged. It's one of Alex's.
Yay!
The-
Is it a long one?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. The protagonist gets caught up in a war or battle unknowingly and then becomes the hero and ends it. That's a lot. The protagonist gets caught up in a war or battle unknowing, so it doesn't have to be like a physical war. It could be like a struggle of some kind. And then becomes the hero and ends it.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yep,
That's a trope.
sure.
Good.
Is it?
Yep.
Is it that bad?
No,
I mean,
that's fine.
I tried
I'm
my
not going to go to
best.
the judges on that one. I think it stands.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see what happens when we throw genres at it.
Woo!
Alex, you're up first. You need to pick a genre out of the hat.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Microphone. Mockumentary. Yes.
Yes,
Here we go.
Good luck.
Oh, I love mockumentaries. Have you guys seen American Vandal?
Oh, yes. I love
Have you seen the
Yeah,
second
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Absolutely fantastic.
That's what I'm going for with this. Like, absolutely deadpan mockumentary.
Right.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with, like, gang street wars.
Uh-huh.
Like, current time, maybe 10 years ago sort of era. 10,
Okay.
20 years ago.
Yep.
Like, mobile phones aren't quite as
Prevalent.
Yeah,
prevalent,
so it's
like
all
that
flip
sort of
phones.
level. Yeah, like, people actually go to people's houses.
Yeah. So it's an urban setting.
Yep, urban. Like, do America gang, because they can have guns, so it'll be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, here we go. And the protagonist is from Australia, so they're not really like in the gang scene previous to this, and they move over. So they're like, like 15, 16, and like their mum marries a dude that's American and moves to America. So they're like in the poorer sort of area though.
Yep.
And our protagonist, like, you sort of learn, like, you're a bit empathetic about them because, they've moved away from all their friends. There's a guy we'll go with. It's a dude. And he, like, his stepdad doesn't treat him very well. So he, like, sort of, like, heads out into the streets and, like, makes friends, like, with this gang. And he doesn't really realize it's a gang. So that's where I'm at this point.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Yep.
And
He's embroiled in
yeah,
some
he's like joining into it. He like hangs around with them, and he also makes friends with this like one guy on the side. So he's got like his gang group of friends, and then he's got this one singular friend that he met like out the front of like a milk bar or something, and they like started talking, and he gave him his cigarette or something, and they like bonded. And so it sort of develops of him like hanging out with this one dude occasionally and sort of like talking to him, and then like hanging out with this gang, and he gets like more and more involved in the gang. To the point where they push him into sort of being more active in actually the gang violence-y sort of side. So like starts being part of the fights and being the instigator and like mugging people and like sort of getting like more involved in it.
So is it like in the mockumentary bit, is it like they're not actually as gangster as they think? Like, is it all like really nickel and dime, like small scale, but they're talking
Yeah,
a big
true.
game?
I haven't like thought the documentary stuff too much. Yeah, I think, yeah, like because they're also like real young and they're just like all white kids.
Love it. Yes.
Actually, yeah, that's where that should
Yeah,
come in.
yeah.
Like he like is in like an upper middle class family, and they're like talking like they're
Yes.
real gangster to the TV and stuff, but then like they live in like a mansion.
But they're,
like,
yeah.
and they've got like
they're
pools.
actual total frauds.
Yeah, exactly. Like they don't even like their guns are like one of them like their dad has a gun. Like, but like when they talk to I forgot this was a mockumentary. I was just encapsulated in this kid dying, which is my plan.
What?
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so they're all white, like wear baggy pants, like, and they like talk to the camera, like, because it's like they're like super thing. But yeah, like he's like so like mugging people, as in like he's stealing. Like he's like, yeah, we mugged someone. They like stole 10 cents out of like the what are they called? We were talking about them earlier. Busker, like the buskers. So he like
right.
took like $1. He's like, oh, mugged him.
Yeah, right.
So he's going back to his like other friend that he made. Maybe he like made the friend at like private school or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Could have been the milk bar. Oh, actually, that's a good one. And so the whole time he thought he was like in this gang, but it was like really just a bunch of white kids. And this friend actually is part of a gang. So like that bit's like legit, but you don't even realize that because like you don't. The whole time he's just like this one singular friend. And so the actual gang starts like a bit of a like actual like beef stuff, and the pretend gang starts sort of like pretending like that was them. They're like, oh yeah, we like that was us, we're part of it. And they get like
they're claiming credit for it.
Like at like private school, like they're like, oh yeah, we stole that car last night. And it was like this actual real gang, like that have no association to them, and so like they're sort of like talking to the cameras like it was them, but like you already know because you've seen like what really happened that it wasn't them at all. Like they witnessed it or something. They like walked past or they heard about it or something.
And then the real gang finds out about it? Is that like where you're going? Like then they get
No, that wasn't where I was going, actually. It was more like, but like these kids are like, sort of like being like, yeah, this is us. And the parents like, well, maybe it is them. So they're like looking at like getting suspensions or stuff. It's like a little bit of deadpan humor in it. And they're like all going to get kicked out. And they're like, oh, it's too late. They're like, no, we didn't really do it. They're like, well, it checks out. Like, you know what you did. You're like your little gang. Like you've done all these petty things before, like stolen from the pharmacy. And then the kid who made friends with the gang leader is like sort of like talking to him. And he's like, oh, like we can just like admit that it was us or something. I don't know. This isn't a very good one. I don't know where I'm going.
All right, bring it home though. He has to be a hero.
No,
he has to end it.
I don't know. I wanted him to die, but I can't think of a way to die now. Because I'm like, I wanted them to like shoot out with another gang and then him die and then be like, oh shit.
Oh,
like
but then that could be like the reality check. So like their fake gang is like, holy shit, people can real die. Like this is too real for us. And then they're all like, that scares them straight.
How's that a mockumentary then?
Maybe he just gets hurt in a very non-serious way instead of
dying.
He
got hit by a car going like
bit.
5 k's an hour.
Yeah.
He just
like,
got knocked over.
He broke a leg and can't
They're
go
like,
to
oh my
beach.
God, he's dead. And then he's like, yeah, I broke my ulnar.
Guys, I can't come to the beach.
And so they like bring in their like gangness. I don't know. I don't know. Good luck with like this. This is a shit one. Alex, why did you write this?
It's a challenge. We've reached level 2, clearly.
I think we're like, yeah. So what's important, I don't remember the start of it anymore.
He was Australian.
Oh, he's Australian in America.
He moves to the now affluent suburbs.
Yeah.
And joins a fake gang.
Yeah.
With a friend that isn't a real gang. And they start taking credit for the real gang's crimes. And then he gets hurt trying to protect them or something.
Yeah,
and
maybe
then,
like so the gang was like, you're trying to like pretend we're us, and they like sort of have a fight, but the fake gang like can't actually do anything.
Or he accidentally, like he stumbles and like, takes down a thug, and then everyone like respects him. He's like, wow, that Australian is the most gangster of them all.
He's just known as this huge hero.
Yeah.
That'll do. We'll take that. That's my pitch.
All right.
That's my pitch.
So, just had to massage it at the end.
Yeah, Damien did my pitch for me. And thank you.
Well, speaking of Damien, it's your turn to select a
Try and
Damien,
top that.
it's your turn to select a genre from the hat of genres.
Okay.
Good luck topping
my,
that one.
My protagonist is getting caught in a war in the genre of... In the genre of... Disney/Pixar.
Ooh.
Okay, well, the first rule of Disney/Pixar is that you can't use people. You have to use inanimate things or concepts and give them feelings. So let's quickly decide on what they're going to use. They're going to be like tools from a tool shed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're all going to be like good, hard-working tools in the 50s. And, there's a workman that comes out and uses them, and it's kind of like Toy Story-ish at the beginning, and everyone's got their place, and the protagonist is, the wizened old, like level, right? He's level-headed. And that's, and he doesn't do any cutting. He's too old for doing cutting himself, but he makes sure everything's balanced and fair, and he's got this big thing about balance, right?
Yes, perfectly balanced.
And then... So that's Act 1, like the kind of like the homeostasis, right? Yep. And then the war or battle is like, holy shit, now there's power tools, and they're slick and steely, and like, are they going to take all our jobs? Like, what's going on here? Like, this thing is like way more advanced than the hand saw. It's like a circular saw, and it's like everything's getting industrialized, and like, but we were lovingly handcrafted. So they have a real like crisis of like obsolescence, and they just, are we going to get thrown out? And like, oh no, this like old hand drill got tossed because it can't compete with this power drill, and it's like, but it's all really like highly stylized 50s as well, so there's like lots of like the new things like the Atom King saw and that kind of stuff, and maybe he's like digging
the Atom Smasher hammer,
and maybe like the little wink is like he's building a Fallout shelter, right? Because it's like Cuban Missile Crisis style thing, so he's doing a lot of like lumber, and that's why he's working on the tools, and he's like bringing in the new power tools, and the level is like, oh man, this is real bad, and there's kind of a the villain is like the circular saw because it's like lots of sharp edges, and he's like real like rough and like ready to cut some lumber, and like I'll cut you wooden, you've got wooden handles, I'll cut them, and then they end up kind of like waging a war and
eye patch.
The level.
What? No, the
circular saw. He can have like an actual like a cut that another circular saw gave him in a contest of strength.
Scarring over the eye.
Yeah.
So he's got like
to
a
kind of mark
milky
him
eye.
out as a kind of a villainy thing.
Yeah.
But
and make him easier to pick out from all the other.
And then the kind of the battle they engage in is like the handmade tools are kind of like in their like rustic shed, and the power tools are in their like more kind of like special steely, like kind of sterile environment, and they're using their tool powers to like wage like kind of like this garden war against each other. Like they're quickly like erecting fortifications and like so it's kind of like this weird medieval combat like siege warfare style thing where they're knocking each other's castles down, and like, and there's lots of like jokes about what the tools kind of do, and they're like making arrows and firing like nails over the things, and the nails are like ready for action, sir, and they're like the little G.I. Joe type critters. And then he kind of gets like the level gets swept up in it. And he's like, I just want balance. Like, and no, you must be the one that leads us. You know what's going on. You're like, you always tell the truth. And the humans listen to you, level. Like they always ask your advice before they secure anything. And then, but in true Pixar style, they don't actually like gain physical dominance. They kind of come to a realization where they, the level and the circular saw get like trapped in the like lower sections of the construction that the humans making, and they're by themselves, and they're like, we'll never get out of here. And they start talking, and the circular saw, he's like, you've come here and ruined everything. And the circular saw's like, what? I don't want to ruin anything. I just want to like do my job. And I got this cut in a perfectly innocent way. And it's actually kind of a sad, bittersweet backstory. And they're like, wait a minute, this circular saw is not a dickhead after all. Like he's just one of us. He's just different. And then the level and the circular saw kind of like use their abilities to like work out like where they are based on the level, like because he can work out like what's upright and whatever, and the circular saw can like strategically cut timber, and they're like kind of working together in a really like clever way to like escape. And when they reach the surface, they're like, oh my god, our two teams are going to tear each other apart. And then they come out and like, stop, like, don't you know what you're doing? And the level is like makes this kind of impassioned like
speech.
third act speech where he kind of like brings it to an end, and he's like, they're our friends, oh my god, but also we've made this like totally unsafe for our human. We need to get back to work and finish this off before he comes back and sees it. So they all work together, and like previously enemy tools are like working together, and like they see each other's value now, and like the experienced older style hand tools are like teaching the new power tools like how to use moderation and accuracy and and subtlety, and
That's adorable.
and then at the end they're all just like best friends, and then the final kind of spike is like everything's fine again, and then like he brings in like an industrial jackhammer, and they're like, what the shit is that? Like, no, that's a different thing again. And then that's it. So my protagonist gets caught in a war battle unknowingly, and then becomes the hero and ends it.
Who's the protagonist?
Disney Pixar. The level.
How did he get unknowingly?
Because he.
I know, how hard is that? Yeah. There's a lot of steps.
he gets like reluctantly, I guess. I stretched to reluctantly.
Okay.
He did unknowingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a strong pitch. I think there's a fair chance you'll be hearing from Bob Iger soon saying, Pixar's got nothing in the pipeline right now. Let's make it. Let's do it.
They're like Toy Story, but with tools. I'm in.
Tool Story.
Tool Story. You know, and
That sounds like a weird porno.
I'm going to quickly just be like, it's also set in the combined cinematic universe of the Toy Story franchise. But it's like, because it's way earlier,
Yeah.
it doesn't have any like crossover business. We're not making the Harry Potter mistakes.
Harry Potter mistakes.
What are the Harry Potter mistakes?
I presume Fantastic Beasts and Co.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's too much crossover.
I just ignore
It's
it.
too much.
I refuse.
It's all Dumbledore-y.
I'm just part of the original books, and everything else is just extra. That's not it's not legit in my eyes. Even the movies, I don't really.
Really, the movies aren't canon to you?
No, it's just the book.
Just the books?
Just the books.
The good books?
It's a good book.
There we go. That's my pitch.
Nice.
Not bad. Better than me. It's a very hard trope.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I think we should burn this episode and never play it. Never put this to air.
After a pitch that was solid gold like that?
If you think
No,
so.
sir.
I mean, tough crowd that you're doing that before I've selected a genre.
Yes.
I'm just trying to make you feel better for if you suck again.
I could hear you about to say when you suck again, but you caught it just in time.
If.
No, Harley's going to surprise us. I think
Well.
the longer genre is going to play into his like need for structure.
Yeah.
Because last time my problem was just like, oh, everything's a one shot and it looks really cool. What's the story, Harley? Story?
One shot.
Yeah. We follow it through the house every time.
All right, my genre is crime/gangster.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to do, and then I remembered I had to do a mockumentary.
You basically pulled your genre, scrunched it into a bit of paper, tossed it behind you, and then at the end we're like, wait, where did that go?
Yeah, because you're like, so how's the mockumentary? And I was like, shit. Forgot I was doing that. Ugh.
I feel like these pair very well together.
Yep.
I'm just desperately stalling while I figure out how.
I'll sing a song. Do you believe in life after love?
Got a wonderful singing voice.
Every time you try and buy time for me, I'm just captivated by whatever you brought to the table to stall. Like, last time it was Judge Judy's thick booty.
I googled that after.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
I did like it. I liked her booty a lot.
Thick justice.
Make Judge Judy your thing. She can be the
I mean, she might have a cameo at the end, but I didn't do so well with Courtroom last time.
back.
All right. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Hit us with the heat.
All right. Okay, damn it. All right, I had something, but as soon as you said Heat, I started thinking of the movie Heat. I'm like, oh, maybe I should make it more like Heat. That was a good crime movie. But I'm like, that's not the point of Surprise Synopsis, to pitch a movie that's already been pitched.
Yeah,
Not like
Tool
my-
Story.
Yeah, not like Tool Story. Original concept, do not steal.
Uh-oh. You go. I'm just playing.
All right. All right. The screen's black, and we start hearing rain fade in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And
Suck
then
up.
some hurried footsteps, and then one of those bells that go when you like leave a place of business, like.
Again, you're very involved with the cinematography.
Yeah, I know. I can't help it. I
Broad strokes.
This is how I am. And then the screen crashes in, and it's a pizza boy. He's getting on his pizza boy bike. He's like, oh, God, I got to get these pizzas too. And then he just reads out the address, whatever. And he starts pedaling down the street through the rain. Busy intersections like it's a city. Let someone name it a city.
Argentina.
Tokyo. San Francisco.
Let's go with Tokyo since that's actually a city. All right. So they're
You
hurriedly
know it's not.
pedaling down the streets of Tokyo when they crash into someone who's on the crosswalk. Like they've just not seen each other and boom, they've just collided. The pizza boy gets flown off his bike. The pizzas bounce off the bike. The bike goes everywhere. The other guy's also carrying pizza boxes. He's a pizza boy from a rival pizza shop.
Oh.
And
This is how the half and half was invented. FYI. It's a fun
That's better than
fact
what
for the
I've got.
listeners.
and they come back up and like, oh, sorry, man, jeez, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. And like they pick up their pizza boxes, and the guy, our character, gets back on his bike and keeps going. And then we hang on the other pizza boy, and he opens the pizza box to check its contents, and it's a hot, fresh pizza. No pineapple here, everyone. It's legit.
No, pineapple's the best bit of pizza.
Wrong. And he
fucked.
looks so angry. He's like, ah! And he starts chasing after the pizza boy.
How embarrassing. First you don't like
No.
pineapple, now your computer's talking to you.
How unprofessional, Harley.
I'm disgusted.
So the pizza boy who checked the pizzas and wasn't happy is like, and he starts chasing after our pizza boy, but our pizza boy is on a bike, so he's much faster. Mm-hmm. And he gets where he's going, and he delivers the pizzas, and they pay him and whatever. And then we stay with the pizzas, and the people who ordered the pizza open up. It's like, oh, I can't wait to get my fresh pizza, and it's just plastic explosives. Like,
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a pack of ciggies, like lots of cigarette butts. I don't know why I thought that. I was like really like ready for it to be just heaps of cigarette butts.
uh,
I don't know.
What function with this? It's like, I hate this guy. I'm going to bring him the false hope of a pizza, but then it's got to be cigarette butts.
Just ciggy butts.
What kind of monster would do that?
I don't know. I don't know why that was so adamant. That's what you were gonna say. Then you're like explosives. I'm like, what? I'm like, no cigarette butts, mate. Tastes the same as
You can
pizza
pick
without
either,
pineapple.
Ali. You can pick either now. You don't have to stick with C4.
I'm going to stick with the plastic explosives.
Okay. Does it go off? Is it like exterior explosion?
Yeah, as the pizza boy's riding back to the restaurant, like a little bit, like a minute or two has passed, just explosion in the background. He turns over and he's like, "Oh my god, what was that?" And then the pizza boy from earlier catches up with him and just like decks him, just like comes up behind him and not pushes him off the bike, stomps him a bit. He's like, "Where is it?" And then just readjust that timing a little bit, so then the explosion happens. Like the guy accosts him before the explosion.
Yep.
And then
That
the
makes
explosion
more sense.
happens. Yeah, that's how continuity works, Harley. And he's just like, ah! And our pizza boy hurriedly just scampers away, like, skit, 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 on his hands and knees, like, through the...
Is this an anime?
maybe? I don't know. We haven't gotten there yet. Through the legs of the onlookers who are gathering, just like, oh, what the fuck
Just
is
because
that
it's in
explosion?
Tokyo.
Yeah. And then you also made the scooty noises.
That's because it's a podcast. It's an audio format. And then we see the first pizza boy scowl. And he's like, oh, the bosses aren't going to be happy. And then we cut to the main character, Pizza Boy's boss. He's like, oh boy, that explosion, what the hell was that? It's at this address. And the Pizza Boy is like, but that's the address I delivered to. And they're like, oh shit. And then just then, the drive-by, like guns everywhere, blazing, just shooting up the entire pizza shop, and the owner just carks it. And the pizza boy hits the deck, and he's like, "What the hell is this night? Oh my god, I need to go to the cops. Oh my god, I need help sorting this out." And so he scoots out the back of the pizza shop into the alley, and it's raining still, and he just runs and he runs and he runs, and he's like, "Shit, where's the nearest?" Oh, he fumbles around, tries to grab his phone out of his pocket, and he's like, "Oh, all right." And then suddenly, just bag on the head, and he's kidnapped. And then
Siggy butts in the pizza.
So this is still the opening scene, right?
Yeah.
this is like the first third of the movie.
Sure.
Okay.
And then they take the hood off, and it turns out it's a rival gang, because, shock, the pizza boy that bumped into our pizza boy, he's not a pizza boy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. He's a gangster.
I guess that.
He's Yakuza.
He had bomb deities.
I mean, he kind of has to be since we're in Tokyo, but
Yakuza.
try not to draw their ire. And it's a counter Yakuza or a different Yakuza. I don't understand how it works.
A jacuzzi.
Leaving well enough alone. And they're like, so you were responsible for that earlier. And he's like, no, I don't really want to claim responsibility without understanding the context of this conversation. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we saw you bump into the other pizza boy, right? Because we were watching, because he's one of our enemies. And the pizza boy's like, sure. And we need you to help take them down once and forever because they're the evil gangsters, but we're the good gangsters. You know, Robin Hood, Heart of Gold. And the pizza boy's like, okay, sure. And so they have a bit of a montage of training the pizza boy up a little bit, trying to get him on side, instill the confidence, give him some weapons. Yes, Damien's raised his hand.
Could this rival gang that are the good guys be the police?
Whoa! Did you guys see that go all the way around?
I'm sure you're talking about my concept.
Yeah. Police and stuff.
I was actually going to say no.
Okay.
Not the police.
Certainly.
Anyway, the pizza boy just yes-ands the whole arming montage. And so he steps out of the street with his gun ready and his belt of ammo. And like the good gangster just leans out of the car and is like, all right, they're in that building. Go and get him. And the pizza boy is like, sure. Okay. And then so the good gangsters drive off and the pizza boy checks to see if they're gone and then just bolts it. He makes it to the police station this time.
Okay.
And then there's a whole explaining everything that just happened. And the police is like, cool. All right, we need to get all of them. They're known gangsters. We'll get them. Except you were kidnapped, so we're going to have to put the bag back on your head so you can lead us back to, where the good, in quotation marks, gangsters' hideout was. The pizza boy's like, all right, I guess it's the right thing to do. You guys will do the actual arresting part, right? And the cop's like, yep, cool. So they put the bag back on the pizza boy's head. It's a bit of a funny montage. He guys was like, no, left. Oh, no, I heard that sound. They're this way.
Oh, yeah, so he's doing the audio,
Yeah,
Yep.
like the I was kidnapped tracing sort of thing.
Yep.
And
That just seems triggering for someone with PTSD. They're like, no, we're gonna put the bag back on your head.
Well, it's not PTSD.
It was only 12 hours ago, though. Your trauma hasn't set in yet.
It's the same night, so it's sort of...
Yeah, but why do they have to put the bag on his head?
It's like sunburn. Trauma takes a while to cook properly.
This trauma's not done yet. Put it back in.
Put some butter on it.
It's because it's triggering, but in the helpful direction.
Okay. Continue.
And they make it to the hideout just in time, and the police captain's like, all right, you stay here in the van, and we're going to arrest them. So they storm, SWAT, everything, maybe even a helicopter. But the other gang has chosen this moment to get their revenge. So they're swarming in, but the pizza boy from earlier sidles in, kills the cop in the car, sidles in with the pizza boy and is like, hey, remember me? And the pizza boy is like, so, any vacancies on your side? And the bad gangster guy starts driving off with him. He's like, oh, boy, howdy, do you have a long night of torture ahead of you? And the pizza boy is like, rather not. So he just grabs the wheel, the car flips over, rolls over, head on head, and the bad guy, gangster guy's gun just slides out of the car, and our pizza boy just crawls out of the car, picks up the gun, and is like, oh, boy, I am way in over my head. But then the bad gangster guy crawls out of the car and is like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I'm going to kill you with my second gun. And bang, the pizza boy just shoots him. He's like, oh. Huh. I don't know how to feel about this. But then the gangster guy that trained him from the montage earlier bursts onto the scene. He's like, you've done it! You've done it! Oh, the police found our headquarters, but you've vanquished the enemy. And the pizza boy is just like, yep, sure have. And bang, just shoots him. And then the police captain comes in and he's like, well, put down that gun for a start. And secondly, yeah, good job. You've really gotten caught up in a war that you had no previous knowledge of and really, really saved the day for the good people of Tokyo. And the pizza boy is like, yep, sure. The end.
This is a weird pizza boy.
And that is how I became highest leader of Yakuza.
I was really tempted to end it with a joke of him just turning to the police captain saying like, yeah, but I didn't get a tip. But I felt like just sticking with the weird sort of tone that it sort of established. So yeah, that's my protagonist gets caught up in a war.
You did it. You
battle.
did the whole thing.
Yeah.
You
It had
ticked every
had a
box.
middle and an end.
And it hits every It hits every point on the sheet.
All right. But beyond me fulfilling my contractual obligations, how do we feel about that pitch?
I like it.
Very good.
We lingered on the opening scene, maybe a bit long for a pitch, but
yeah, that's fair.
but that's fine. It's back and forthy, and it's like betrayal and whatever. Like we'd need to like line out really clearly which Yakuza are which. So you'd be like red Yakuza, green Yakuza, like, and then cops are visually distinct in other ways. Just so it's like nice and
so
clear.
it tracks visually. Movies are, after all, a visual medium.
So our protagonist kind of becomes a bit of a Jack Sparrow-y type.
Yeah, sort of a Jack Sparrow / sort of a Yes Andy kind of thing. Because you're not trying to mistake the going along with it for a willingness and readiness for violence, more just a sort of, this is how my self-preservation is manifesting.
Yeah, so he's kind of always got a like, oh, what a day style. Like,
yeah, because he's like, unlike a lot of people, he can read the room. So when like the bad Yakuza comes into the car and is like, all right, time for some revenging, and the pizza waiter's like, okay, sure, you've clearly got the power here, so let's see what your deal's about. Let's see where this takes us. Because he's just trying to stay alive through his crazy shift.
oh, is this all one shift?
Yeah.
So he comes back and like to the shot up pizzeria. And is like, oh man, what a day! Like,
Just like after the credits of him just like putting his little card like out.
Yeah, punching the time clock.
Yeah.
yeah, or like plastering over like if it was like Tony's Pizzeria, it's now like
Protagonist
Billy's
pizzas.
Pizzeria.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is an anime though, so like when's the weird tentacle porn coming into it?
I mean, I wasn't gonna have it be an anime, but sure.
Not everything set in Japan has to be anime.
I'm not
Not
even.
everything set in Japan has to be weird tentacle porn.
As soon as you did the like weird noise from him crawling away, I was like, it's an anime.
Maybe it'll be an anime, and then they'll make a live action film and like whitewash the cast.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Americans will
whitewash
redo
the
it.
shit out of it.
Well, we can discuss whitewashing if I win previously on next time, but
Okay.
Make a note: all Caucasian
Yeah.
main cast.
So Caucasian as well. Like no one even with the dark hair. Like blonde hair exclusively.
sure. So that's been another fun episode of Surprise Synopses. I'm going to cut it there before it gets any weirder. My name is Harley Graham. Our hosts have been
Alex.
and
Damien, I've been here the whole time.
oh god, is that like your catchphrase now?
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Brr.
We can workshop it.
I'm hearing a no.
My other podcast is Alex Gabbett's Case Notes. You can check that and this out on waterfallstories.com. All the links are there. Just go there. Just the links are there. Trust me, I built the website myself. They're all there. So, subscribe and share the show. And that has been another episode of Surprise Synopses. And cut. Ah, what a great episode of Surprise Synopses. Oh, that Harley. What an incorrigible rascal. And Damien. He was there too. I don't really have anything to say. I just wanted to break up the real episode with the outtakes that I've put at the end, featuring busking and skids. Have fun. Did you imagine a doctor busking?
No.
Okay.
I'm unable to. Let's move on.
like, give me 20 cents and I'll tell you like what disease you have.
Yeah,
Or,
like, I'll
like-
check your blood pressure for 20
Cancer.
bucks. Wow.
I thought I was like, what are you pointing at? Like,
Cancer.
Hey, if I'm giving this doctor money, they better have good news. Like 20 bucks, no cancer. Yeah, that's more like it.
it's cured.
All right, I'm here for my checkup. Okay. Every time. I feel like any minute we're going to get our first usable piece of...
I can't tell if they're in a hurry or not.
I don't think they are.
That's a long skitty. How did they hold that? I'm impressed. I was like, I stopped counting at 10 seconds. That went for
Don't know
ages.
where Argentina is, but you're a well-versed expert on the skid.
Yeah, man, I come from the country.
I come from the country. I don't know jack about skids.
Well, you didn't have a cool car.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Do you know that if you put like Macca's trays under your front tires, if you got like a front wheel drive, that's how you do skiddies?
Wow, I'm just learning all sorts of new shit tonight.
I didn't know
aren't
that.
That's how you. If you got a front wheel drive and you want to fuck shit up, you need to go to Macca's.